you have any influence with DOT?
I don't.
Does
I don't have much influence on anybody, but I can talk to Councilman who does.
because eastbound traffic on Sherman Way at Canoga, at the new, where the new crossing is, if you go there 5:30, 6 o'clock, traffic is backed up 2 blocks because the signals are not synchronized well.
What was the cross with Sherman Way?
Sherman Way and Canoga, where the busway
Oh,
is.
so that's all.
Yeah, eastbound. I don't know about westbound, but I know eastbound.
Westbound is bad in the mid-afternoon too. You only get about 6 to 7 cars through the light.
Yeah, and traffic backs up like a couple blocks.
Okay.
I know we have computerized signals. They ought to be able to do something better than.
And I don't know if that's because they're running those buses so much right now, training all the drivers.
Yeah, they are doing that, but
Because they're not keeping the steady route that they normally would.
right.
So and they have priority once they get to that. Bus
Oh, I know
stop.
that. I know
But they're
that.
supposed to go at increments that would keep us steady pace. So I don't know. I'll ask them tomorrow. We'll go by there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of good stuff. I can take them tomorrow because a lot of those complaints you give us RV complaints or potholes, this and that. We just go straight to the councilman's office, the ones that you're representative, because we don't have really any control over that.
Speaking of the, I'm going to interrupt for just a second. Speaking of the councilman, Mitch Englander is going to be really good to us. He was born and raised in West Hills. He has an affinity for it. He loves it, and he will go out of his way to help us.
Yeah, he's good. He's been. He's going to be taking over all my area. I'm welcoming the change, so it'll be nice. Not that I didn't mind Councilman Zion. He was good too,
But he's a neighborhood boy.
yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Can you comment on the surveillance cameras that I've noticed going up around our area? Are they city or do you guys pull tape from them?
I don't know which ones you're talking about.
Like the one that went up on Chase, just past Shoot, there's one on Topanga.
Are you talking about ones that are on top of the poles?
Yeah,
Those are traffic monitoring. They're combined with the new computerized traffic system.
What
I don't know
are they
about.
monitoring?
Yeah.
Traffic, so that DOT can see where there are traffic problems.
On Chase and,
Oh, on Chase?
yeah, on Chase, just past Shoot?
No.
Is it on a city light?
No, it's separate from one thing.
I don't know. I'll have to look at
I've
it.
seen private companies mounting them like during the day, especially the ones on Topanga. It's just-
Do they take them down at the end of the day, or?
No, they're.
Yeah, on the major streets, like they exist on Roscoe, and they exist on Topanga, and they exist on Fallbrook and Sherman Way. They're on top. Those are all on top of light poles at intersections.
Yeah, those, I think they've installed that on every light pole.
Yeah, and those are combined with the
I think
computerized
it's
traffic
different
system.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll check it out. There are private companies that work a lot like Google Earth and stuff like that, and then they have a website that you can access information from, and they set up cameras throughout the cities. But
Oh, is that what?
we're one of the only cities that doesn't let them access our cameras, so it could be that they're setting up their own.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll check it out. It's on
Yeah,
Canoga.
just
I mean, it's on
curiosity.
Chase.
I see them.
I'll just Canoga talk.
Chase?
Chase past Shoot.
Okay.
At Chase and Shoot?
Just past Shoot, going west.
Yeah, I'll check it
It's
on
a
the way
private
there.
home. It's not a-
Yeah.
Right now, we don't have access to that. I have to see whose those are.
I have a question about the speed limit signs. I live on North Fallbrook. The 35 mile an hour sign,
Mm.
you can't see because trees.
Okay.
So you're going from a 40 mile an hour
45 actually.
45
Yeah.
into a 35, but you don't know it because you can't see the sign. Going the opposite direction, you can't see the sign going 45 because there's a tree over it. And this is both right by Roscoe and Fallbrook.
Okay. Which that's probably gonna happen a lot more because the city's not actively going out looking for the trees to cut down. You guys make complaints, so I'll talk to them tomorrow about that also. So I can just picture, in a year from now, the overgrowth is gonna be ridiculous. This is an example of the population here. That's my basic car only. So me personally, 33,700. If you combine it, I can't do the math, but that's a lot of people. So that's just Topanga area alone. It's more people than most cities in the United States. So it's going pretty good. I'm kind of surprised. Low crime still staying. Everybody's saying the economy's so bad, but crime's pretty low still. So Any other questions? Yes. Anything else? Bob? That's all I got.
Yes.
So your neighbors put their stuff away in their car.
We've been having a lot of, people showing up door to door, kind of salespeople and stuff. And we live sort of in a pocket because we're off of Schönborn, off of March and Roscoe, so we're right across from the Orchid Ranch, so we're in a pocket.
Okay.
So I will say that the last time we had somebody come around, I actually went to the station because I couldn't get on the phone fast enough and I was driving by. So we did come in and one of the cars went out there and told them. But there's it's a lot of young kids right now coming out. But a few weeks ago we saw, who was it? It was a gentleman from, what was it?
I don't know, but I had about a month prior to that, had a young kid going around the neighborhood, didn't belong in the neighborhood, sad story, from a desperate situation, and I'm trying to get myself to this country on this whole deal. And he's making his way around, and I could see my neighbors who we talked to, and they're kind of looking through the windows or kind of peeking out the door, and we're getting ready to leave. So I just pulled up right next to him, rolled down the window and said, look, I'm going to give you a piece of advice. We all go to Neighborhood Watch. We're very active in our community, and I don't think you're going to do very good here. He says, well, I'm trying to do this, and I said, you don't know how many people come here. People want to paint numbers on our sidewalk, people want to trim our trees, people want to do this. I said, do yourself a favor, don't wear out your shoe leather here, go somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, even they got to have their tax identification number and all those documents. And
Right.
The Kirby Cleaners, that's a legitimate business, and it's a large organization, nationally known. And we stopped some guys the other day selling vacuums, and they didn't have any of the proper documents. And both of their salesmen have warrants for the rest for vandalism.
Oh, my goodness.
They rang my doorbell at 9 o'clock at nighttime.
Yep, and that's another violation.
That's
So,
odd.
I say call. It's let us prioritize the call. If somebody's getting shot down the street, we're not going to come to the solicitor, but why not have somebody come out if they can?
Yeah.
And I always tell them that too. I say, if you're in West Hills, you're not going to really have much luck.
There's a preponderance lately of solar energy
Yes.
salesmen.
Yeah.
Most of them are legal. They are allowed to do it. They have to have identification and have to have their permit
Yeah.
on
They
that
have to have a
person.
copy of their tax identification form, which they have
Right.
to get from local government, which is usually from like the councilman's office. But,
They are legal and they're annoying, but tell them that the neighborhood, if they come to your door, tell them that the neighborhood is not friendly towards door-to-door salesmen regardless of what they're selling.
And including to that thought, I had, again, another guy come by, same idea, solar sales, and he's trying to do his pitch, and I told him, look, I'm an electrician, I know about solar, and he kept pitching. I said, okay, can I see your contractor's license? Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
How about a business card? He couldn't produce a business card. I said, goodbye.
That's when you call 1877.
yeah.
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 Yes, sir.
I had this young man, I was in my garage watching a baseball game. My back turned towards the street and I heard footsteps. So I look around and this young man coming up in my driveway. So I asked him what you want. He said, I'm selling, I'm in the neighborhood, going door to door, asking people if they want a fumigation. And I said, no, I have a company that I use already. And this guy actually trying to twist my arm. And I'm trying to tell him, no, I don't need it, I don't need it. Trying to get him to leave, and he still insists. Something like that makes me want to just knock him out.
1877.
Because I'm trying to tell him, look, I'm trying to tell him I don't need it, but he's still trying to twist my arm and he won't leave. Okay, I told him I have to discuss it with my wife. He said, oh, can you go get your wife? It's like, okay, pushing my buttons now.
Yeah. The other thing that happens, if there is a burglary of a little bit more than normal in our neighborhood, within 2 days, ADT will be out there trying to sell burglary.
Yeah, don't be surprised.
And I asked him for a business card, I don't have a business card.